Namaste, namaste everybody. Thank you for joining us online. Sorry we're a little late, just as we were ready to start Ramdas called and we had a little conversation. And it reminds me of things that happened today. It's a particular day. A number of people called in and let me know, emailed about some really difficult situations they're dealing with. And of course, Ramdas, reminded me of that because he's been in a wheelchair for 17 years. So how do we deal with really difficult situations? One of my students called and told me her father was just diagnosed with a cancer, inoperable cancer at 58 and is obviously dying. And other situations that can really derail your life. There is a form of the god Shiva in India. He's called Bhairava. And Bhairava is a very dark figure. If you imagine sort of a male figure emerging out of fire and smoke and sort of the debris of destruction. And he's dark himself and he comes out of there with fiery eyes. And it's just a symbolic image of the fact that divinity, the divine, is to be found everywhere. And when very challenging times happen, and we can, of course, then we have the impulse to run or to hide or to fight back or to indulge or complain. But when instead we can muster the presence of mind and the great courage that it takes to look the disaster in the eyes, so to speak, then incredible and very fast growth can happen, a true transformation. It's like this. The challenge that occurs, you can look at all the details and it's easy to get lost in that, and then our mind runs into the future and all that. But you can also feel the intensity of the moment, the intensity of your emotion, the intensity of the impact it has on your mind, and use that intensity for you rather than against you. And how do you do that? Well, you first need to remember, if possible from experience, perhaps just from hearsay, but the more it has become a true experience, the better, of course. You remember that in the very core of your being, there's a place that is never touched, that is never hurt, that is never in fear. That place, in the innermost cave of the heart, the Hridayam, is Sat Chit Ananda. Now what does that mean for our daily lives? What does that mean for the moment when disaster strikes, so to speak? It means that there's a place in you that is present. And you can experience that moment by breaking through the clouds of thoughts and emotions that are there pulling at you. Maybe using the breath, maybe using your senses. They're always happening in the here and now. So do it right now. Listen to my voice, but be aware of the presence in you. And that presence is always available. That presence has another aspect, which is it is aware. You are aware of yourself in the here and now. Sat, Chit, so being, consciousness, and the third element is Ananda or bliss. How does bliss show up in a moment like that? It doesn't show up as great joy. It shows up as clarity in this presence, in this awareness, as the fact, the sensation of noticing that you are not shakable. Even when your whole world shakes and turns upside down, there's this place in the heart that is solid and unshakable. And yes, of course, we fall out of the heart. We fall into the drama, into the fear, into the desires, into the arguing with reality. But the heart is always there. It always allows us to step back into it. So for a moment, let's go there. Let's close our eyes. And come into that inner space of the heart. And perhaps already you can feel an easing, a letting go of tension, a sense of coming home to yourself, even just a little bit. And if you can feel that presence in the heart, and the more the forces of chaos are pulling you out, the more that counterforce appears that pulls you in, but you have to make that happen. That pulls you into the heart. So if you don't have a occasion of upset, you can work with something that can be an old story, some old fear, some old pain, some old tension. And evoke it just for a moment so you can do this practice. This meeting of Shiva, the destroyer, even in the flames of destruction. The clarity and the power of that. So picture that problem that you have, that challenge, and feel it in your body. Feel the disruptive energy. Feel the mind's desire to jump into past and future. Feel the weight of negative emotions. And come into the heart, like the warrior you are. And from the heart, dwelling in that absolutely still place of the heart, let it all burn. Let everything that is not true, everything that is disturbing, everything that pulls on you with its force, let it burn. But you stay in that powerful peace of the heart. And if the mind gets distracted, pulled out of presence, that's okay. That is the training. Come back. Fall back into the heart again and again. Fall back into your peace. Fall back into that powerful presence that is ultimately a love so great that it can embrace everything. And if you feel that heart essence, let it radiate out from the heart like a powerful sun. And I will intone this mantra, ancient mantra, the meaning of which says, all evil, all challenges, all suffering disappear from the life of the one who keeps the sun in the heart. So imagine the sun right now in your heart. This sun that is the absolute center of your being and of all things. The center of your universe, your world. Unmoving and glorious in its power, in its warmth. So imagine this sun and absorb its warmth in your whole being, from mind to physical body. Let it all be warmed and soothed and healed by the power of that sun in the heart. Aditya hridayam punyam sarva shatru vinashanam. 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 And feel the brilliance of that sun in the heart, your warrior heart, your heart of infinite strength. And from this heart, from this true, indestructible and timeless essence of what you are, you can overcome anything. You are the center and the circumference of your world. All occurs in your consciousness. Your true essence is not subject to the vicissitudes of this world. Your true essence is what observes it all, untouched, forever free, and capable, not capable, and love itself, capable of loving everything. This is not a small love that comes and goes. This is your love for creation itself, with all its light and its darkness, with all its colors, seen as the great dance of God. And it is your dance. And from this place of the heart, you are absolutely and completely and always safe. So I dedicate this meditation to you. With my compassion, inviting your compassion for yourself and all suffering beings, to find a way out of suffering, a way back into Satchidananda, your true being that never suffers. Suffering is the great teaching that tells us to stop wasting our time, to turn to the essence of things, which is none other than our essence. And here we will find peace. Here we will find the resolution of everything. And here we find the love that can embrace absolutely everything the way it is, as greatly challenging as we may think that is, the challenge is actually not to accept reality and love reality as it is. But that takes some time. For now, you can simply breathe in and breathe out and be present in your heart and open to that warmth, to that light that always shines from here. Thank you for your companionship, for your friendship, for being here with us. We're all learning together about the great miracle of life and of what we are, and how we can realize our already existing freedom and presence. Namaste. Thank you.